My dear students, we were discussing about heredity, and in last class we have seen accumulation of variations during reproduction, and today we are going to discuss about inherited traits. So what is meant by inherited traits? These are those traits which are controlled by genetic material of the individual. What is genetic material? DNA and RNA is called genetic material. So through genetic material it is getting transmitted from parents to offspring and are obtained from the parents. That is, some of the basic features remains the same in all human beings. Just for example, a large number of traits have got varied expression. For example, height, skin color, eye color, eye pattern, hair pattern, and shape of nose, lips, ears, etc. So these are getting transmitted as such from parents to offspring, even with some varied expression of genetic traits. So these type of traits are called inherited traits. So we can define inherited traits are those traits which are getting inherited from parents to offspring. So to explain this inherited trait, here is an example. Just have a look at this. This is free earlobe, and this type of earlobe is called attached earlobe. So by looking at this, we can see that this attached free earlobe and attached earlobe are examples for inherited trait. Just we can work out a simple problem to see the percentage of attached and detached earlobe. Now listen here, I will read a problem just like observe the lower part of pinna or earlobe of your classmates. So in the whole class, you can just observe your friends, find out there are two types of earlobes are there. One is free, we can say it hanging separately, and we can call it as hanging separately and non-hanging, that is attached and free earlobe. Now out of 50 students, for example, suppose if in a class 50, total number of students are 50, the students with attached earlobe are fewer. Say for example, the total number of students is 50, I have shown here, and students with attached earlobe is, say for example, it is 8, and detached earlobe or free earlobe is 42. So the out of 50, attached earlobe is 8 and free earlobe is with 42 students. Now you may get questions like find out the percentage of students with attached earlobe and detached earlobe, or we can say free earlobe. So how will we calculate the percentage of students with attached earlobe? See here, percentage of students with attached earlobe will be, see total 50, then attached earlobe is the number is 8. So 8 by 50 into 100 will give you the percentage of students with attached earlobe. And the same way, if free earlobe, that is total number of students 50, out of that 42 students have got free earlobe, then the percentage of students with a free earlobe will be 42 by 50 into 100, so it will be 84. So this is how you will calculate the total number of students with attached, percentage of students with attached earlobe and detached earlobe or free earlobe. Now, our next topic is regarding rules for inheritance of traits. Now, it is this is Gregor John Mendel, who is known as the father of genetics, discovered the mechanism of transmission of characters from one generation to the next generation. That is what we have seen. What is meant by inheritance of traits? The characters which are getting transmitted from one generation to the next generation. That property is called inheritance. So here Gregor John Mendel was the person who is known as the father of genetics, discovered the mechanism of transmission of characters from one generation to the next generation. So he is known as the father of genetics, and he discovered the mechanism of transmission of characters from one generation to the next. And he was born in Silesian, a village in Hinstrod, now part of that is on July 22nd in 1822. He was born in a farmer's family, and all those details you can read from your textbook. And what here we have to see is Mendel chose garden pea plant or edible pea. The normal pea plant he had selected for his experiments, and the scientific name of pea plant is Pisum sativum. The normal pea plant, which is known as the scientific binomial name is Pisum sativum. Now, he had done his experiments with this Pisum sativum or the normal pea plant. And the reason why he had selected pea plant for his experiments was because of its easy availability with different available traits. That is, pea plants are available, the seeds were available in round shape as well as in wrinkled, then yellow color as well as white color, that is contrasting colors he had selected. Then some of the they can see the structure full as well as constricted, and green and in yellow color. Then axial, you can see the axial nature of the flower as well as the terminal nature of the flower. This is axial and this is called a terminal. And the difference in height, that is tall plants as well as dwarf plants were available in pea plant. So this is the reason why he had selected pea plant for his experiments. So we can see that because of its easy availability of detectable contrasting traits, that is what we have seen here. Then flower structure, you can see here flower structure which allows self-fertilization, but cross-pollination can also be possible in case of pea plant. And the third is annual nature, that is annual nature of the plant, because it takes a very short period of time for its germination to seed formation. Then formation of large number of seeds at a time. Different varieties of plants can be grown at a time. Then requirement of little care except at the time of crossbreeding. So these are the main reason why Gregor John Mendel had selected pea plant for his experiments. That is easy availability, its flower structure, annual nature of the plant, formation of large number of seeds, as well as requirement of little care except at the time of crossbreeding. So these are the reasons why Mendel selected pea plant for his experiments.